Hey, Coach, man, what time is it?
Oh, Slim, you know what time it is. 6 o'clock, straight up and down. It's HomeSpun Sports with Coach John Montgomery. Sports talk with a twist of down-home wisdom. Welcome. We are so delighted that you have tuned in once more and again to HomeSpun Sports. It's sports talk with just a twist of down-home wisdom. I am John W. Montgomery II, a.k.a. John 2. I'm right here in good old Houston, Texas, way up there in Del City. My shout-out partner, he handles all the production, and he riding shotgun raring to go. What's up, Slim? What's on,
Coach? How you doing, man?
Oh, Slim, man, I am so excited for episode number 10 of HomeSpun Sport. This is a gentleman whose name is synonymous with excellence in college football in a career that spans 6 decades, 4 defensive coordinator appointments in the SEC, 2 in HBCUs. Let me tell you something now. He can flat put the brakes on an offense. And we go way back a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome my show enough partner from way back in the day, John Chavis.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, and it's an honor to be with you guys tonight. There's no doubt.
Man.
It's an honor to have you on the show, Coach.
Johnny James, man, we met in 1980, early spring of 1980. And Johnny Majors told Ray Green, I know you got a D-line job open. I got the man for the job. And man, you came to Alabama A&M, and man, it's been on and popping ever since.
Well, hey, it was a great experience. And I tell you this, and being able to be in that environment with my kids when they were young, that was special. They remember those days. We got pictures that they took there, and it was a wonderful time, John. That was a great starting place. There's no question about that. And certainly to be around the class of people, Ray Green, yourself, Woodrow McCorvey, and on. It was and Wyckoff. I mean, those guys made it a lot of fun, and we enjoyed it. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
won a lot of games too.
Yes, sir. We did win a lot of games, man. Yes, sir. Now you mentioned Freddie Wyckoff, Johnny. Now we keep it real right here on HomeSpun Sports, but Slim, Freddie Wyckoff was the trainer. And
okay.
Freddie Wyckoff had a connection with Budweiser distributor. This much for you. Okay? So it's hot. Man. We in fall camp, Slim, and it's hot. I mean, it's 103 in the shade. And so Freddie Wyckoff had us a case iced down in the coach's locker room. We came off the field hot, thirsty. So we sat in the locker room, all of them. Woodrow McCorvey, Ray Green, Freddie Jones, Curtis Harris, all of us, Johnny James, John, and myself. And after we had downed us about 6 or 7 ice colds apiece, we feel a little tipsy. We decided we're going to butt block each other.
What?
Slim, we get in 4-point stances and bam, up to the top, blood streaming down my face. But Johnny James, I knew then you was tough. I knew then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's John. It was it was a lot of fun when we were young. But the thing that I'm really most proud of is, I said 20, but it's been really much longer than that. I gave my life to Jesus Christ, my
Praise
Lord.
God.
And,
Praise the Lord.
and let me tell you this, it was the biggest step I ever took, and obviously having a good wife that, pushed it that way and supported me. And it's been wonderful, so, there's some things back there, in the old days, those days are behind. But we thought it was fun, and I'm going to leave it at that, and I tell people today, I said, I know who I am. I'm a
Go ahead,
saved,
boy.
I'm a saved sinner. I'm not perfect. And Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I want to proclaim him to everybody.
Now, hey, let me tell you something, Johnny
Amen,
James. Listen, bro, I'm right there with you, partner. I'm a saint under construction. That's what I am.
Work in
Hey,
progress.
Johnny James.
That's all it
Hey,
is,
look
Coach.
here.
That's all it is. So, Coach, going back to your beginnings from Dillon, South Carolina, to 4 defensive appointments: LSU, Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Tennessee. I mean, that's a heck of a journey right there, Coach. Tell us about your experience.
Well, you know what? I grew up in a very humble situation. My mom and dad were sharecroppers, and just an opportunity to get to go to Tennessee. Walked on, paid my way through school for a year and a half, and Coach Majors, awarded me a scholarship, which made things a lot easier. But my point is, there's a lot of people that, they kind of got timetables. If I don't have this job by then, or I don't have that job by then I'm going to move on and do something different. I always felt that the job I had was the best job, and I approached it that way. And I think it's been, one of the reasons that I've had a lot of success. It hadn't all been, all beautiful, but it's been, very successful. And it's because I think I took that approach. I get asked, why didn't you move up into the head coaching? Well, I wanted to coach. I didn't want to be a head coach. I wanted to coach, and I didn't have those desires. Matter of fact, there was a time when I could have gone to several schools and taken those interviews that I never took. I said, "Hey, I'm happy with where I am." And I got to tell you this story just to tell you how humble my family is and how I was raised. When Coach Majors decided to bring me back to Tennessee, I called my mom and my dad, and I thought, man, they'd be, really, really happy. Hey, he's going to get back to Tennessee and this kind of thing. And the first thing my mom said, John, you sure you want to do that? I said, those people have been so good to you. Why would you want to leave? And I said, Mom, we got to get back around, into, SEC football, but in her mind, it was not the right thing to do, because, it was just, like I said, because she was very humble. That's the way we were raised. And I'm glad it was that way. And I'm glad we felt that way. And I didn't stay, I did move around a little bit. But, when I got back to Tennessee, I was 10 years in the state of Alabama. I got back to Tennessee, and I stayed there 21 years before. Listen to this. I didn't leave. I didn't leave, because I was ready to leave. I left. We had the number 1 defense in the SEC, the number 3 defense in the nation. They told me I wasn't good enough anymore. I said, well, hey, you got to get somebody that's good enough.
Exactly.
Well, Johnny James, man, you D-coordinated LSU, D-coordinated Arkansas, D-coordinated Tennessee, D-coordinated Texas A&M. But man, I'm going to tell you something, bro. You and I, we talked about it, Slim, you and I on the show. We came up the hard way, Slim. Johnny James, you came up through the HBCU ranks. You leave Alabama A&M. You went to Alabama State as the D coordinator. Tell us about your your HBCU coaching experience.
Well, like I said, John, you talk to my kids and they'll tell you, they were young and they love being at Alabama A&M. There's no question about that. And, I did get to experience something, at Alabama State that was a little bit different. Hey, when Ray left Alabama State, nobody else really knew the offense. So I got to play offensive coordinator for a year. And, believe it or not, that was a great experience to have because, I'd been studying offense football, the whole time I was coaching, but to be able to be an offensive coordinator for a year really made me see the broad picture that's out there and what you got to do and how you got to prepare. And also, I like to know what those folks on offense are thinking.
Yeah.
John, who are some of your early influences in coaching?
Well, let me tell you, Woodrow McCorvey had as much impact on me as anybody,
Okay.
and what a great guy to be around, And, we shared an office together at Alabama A&M, and I can remember sitting down with him when all the players came in to meet me, and, it was kind of good to greet those young men, but just about every one of them, John, after we had a conversation, they would say, "Hey, Coach, we're excited. We're going to work hard for you, but just keep it real." After I heard that same thing from about 4 or 5 guys, I looked at Coach McCorvey and I said, "Hey, Woody," I said, "what do they mean, keep it real?" And this was the words that came out of his mouth. He said, "Just tell them the truth. If you tell them the truth, they'll do anything for you." And that stuck in my mind forever. And it was a big part of building relationships with young people because, you can be a great football coach, but I tell you what, if you don't have their respect and they don't believe in you, hey, it's going to be tough.
Hey, no question.
That's a good gumbo right there, Coach. That's good.
Johnny James, you mentioned Woodrow. I never forget, and I know you remember. January 1981, we get a Ford Crown Victoria station wagon. Me, you, and Woodrow drove from Huntsville, Alabama to Miami, Florida. The Nurse Jones, who was over the dining hall, gave us a box of bologna sandwiches and another box of oranges and apples. And down the road we went, me and you and Woodrow going to the convention.
Absolutely. That was a heck of a trip too. A lot of fun, and listen, I say a lot of stories told. Some of them may not have been true, but they sounded good anyway.
There ain't no question.
True enough, Coach. So, Coach, we mentioned where you have been a defensive coordinator, and Texas A&M was one of those places. Embarrassing loss, to say the least, losing to Appalachian State on Saturday.
Well,
what can you say about that, Coach? I mean, what's going on in College Station?
Well, not being there, you really don't know. But like I said, I can go back and even at my time at College Station, when we were out at UCLA, we had those guys right where we needed them, and we could not, the wheels kind of fell off of it for us. But that was one game that I think changed the dynamics for us in College Station. That's a game that we should have easily won, and we didn't. Now it wasn't. They were a Power 5 school, but we were in total command, and the wheels ran off, and we couldn't get them back on.
Yeah, Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Josh Rosen brought them UCLA Bruins back. I guess you got Johnny J. You were D coordinator at Arkansas with Chad Marsh, right?
Yes.
All right. So they got my boy Sam Pittman in there, and to me, that is a perfect fit. Sam Pittman, good old boy from El Reno, Oklahoma. First and foremost, and I know you've gone head to head against his team. Hell of an offensive line coach. That's a tough place to get talent consistently to compete in the SEC West. But Sam Pittman doing a hell of a job at Arkansas. What's your take?
Well, I think this now, and like I said, I don't disagree with anything you said. What you said is accurate, but he inherited a little bit better talent than we did.
Okay.
We had we did a good job recruiting and left some good players there. But that's not to take any credit away from Sam, because he is everything you said he is, and he's a real guy with the players. He's a guy that, hey, listen, he keeps it real, and those kids play their butt off. That's the way it's supposed to be.
So now, Johnny James, you the D coordinator, Birmingham Stallions of the USFL, correct?
Yep.
y'all play some good football. You like that, or you long to get that college football experience again?
Well, you know what, John, I really enjoyed it, and I'd say there's a great chance that I'll be right back there next year, and hopefully years after that, because certainly, this thing has to, go and financially, and I think, with the kind of viewing that we got, and the ratings and everything, I think the people that are in charge were really excited about that. So, and it was, I thought it was good football. Certainly, you want it to improve, every year, and certainly if it does that, then it's got a chance because, people want to have, that year-round football. And certainly we'll see where it goes.
Well, again, now, Johnny James, I'm going to be following the schedule real close. You know the city pretty well now, because I know you know Birmingham, so you know the city well, right?
Well, I recruited down there for a long time, so I knew a lot about Birmingham before I stepped in there. So.
Oh, okay. So they still got that Dreamland barbecue over there by UAB?
Yes, indeed.
Well, all right then. So I'm coming to Birmingham. You go give me some tickets to the game, and after the game, we're going to Dreamland barbecue, and we're gonna chow down on some ribs.
And I'm gonna treat you. I'm gonna treat you on the barbecue.
All right, then. Man.
Can I go? I want to go.
All right. Johnny James, my man. God bless you, brother. Johnny James, you're a stand-up man, and you've been since day one I've known you. And man, God bless you. All the best to your family, your lovely wife. You got grandbabies now, Johnny James?
No grandbabiys, but and I probably may not have any. I don't know if my two boys, after they experience me raising them, I don't know whether they want to raise any kids.
Okay. Well, listen, Johnny, man, Johnny James, man, thanks, man. We appreciate you coming on our show.
So much, Coach. Thank you.
Like I said, it's an honor to be a part of it. You're doing a great job there, and you get a chance to talk about a game that we all really care about, and certainly this. There's going to be some ups and downs, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way life is. But you learn a lot. You learn a lot about people and exactly who they are, and get to know them and spend time with them. But what a great profession, John, and you chose it before I did, but what a great profession we chose to get in. And you moved from that and doing a great job with your show and the things that you guys are doing there. It's been fun. I've been watching everything that you send me, and there's been some good laughs, but you keep doing what you're doing and reaching out to people, and I want to wish you guys the best to you. And again, like I said, and I say this one more time, hey, when we grow to the point that we put Jesus Christ first in our life, then life is going to be a lot happier. It's going to be a lot better for us all.
Ain't no question, Johnny James. What a testimony, bro. What a testimony. Johnny James, thanks, man. Appreciate you,
Thanks
bro.
again, Coach. Thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
All right, now take care.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Johnny. Wow. Slim, I'm going to tell you something, dude. 33, Slim, in my 33 years, I'm going to tell you, he's in my top 4. No particular order. R.C. Slocum, Rex Ryan, Todd Bowles, and Johnny James Chavis.
Lock him down.
Yes, sir, partner.
Lock him down.
Yes, sir, partner. He can put the brakes on an offense. Ain't no question about it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Slim is going to pick him. Go ahead, bro.
All right, Coach. HBCU. Grambling, Jackson State. Grambling at Jackson State. Which of these teams is for real, Coach? Both teams coming off a dub. Grambling State, big win for Hugh Jackson. 47-21 beating Northwestern. Jackson State, 2-0 over Tennessee State?
Yep, beat Tennessee State first, beat Florida A&M in that Orange Blossom Classic.
First beat and then beat Tennessee State, Coach. 16-3. Which one is it? Who you have in that game?
Slim, it's hard to say how good is Jackson State. I mean, You win against you beat Eddie George 16-3. Show can't tell how good they are judging how they played against Florida A&M.
Don't count.
Florida
Don't
A&M.
count.
Florida A&M is hot garbage. Florida A&M struggled to beat Division II Albany State last week. But I don't know, Slim. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. I never thought I'd say this. I like Grambling. I like Grambling going to Jackson. A big win. I didn't think Grambling had the moxie to go up in Natchitoches and beat Northwest Louisiana.
That's what we said.
But Slim, I'm going with you, Jackson.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Coach. They got a little bit more respect for me because we said it on the show if HBCUs are going to win. Those are games that they have to win. I say they get it done against Coach Prime, too.
Okay, so we riding together on that. What else you got, man?
Yes, sir. Austin Peay at Alabama A&M. Austin Peay, Lord, they whipped Valley 41-0. And Alabama A&M right now, Coach, mid-majors. That's their Achilles heel. UAB and Troy State. And now
Cornell Maynard took back-to-back whippings against mid-majors, and frankly, I did not think that he would win either one of those games. My big thing is that offensive line and them being able to control the line of scrimmage. Austin Peay, they done flexed their muscles on Mississippi Valley, please. UK win Mississippi Valley, and they beat them. I'm not saying that, so I have no respect for them whipping Mississippi Valley. It's the home opener.
And
it's the home opener for Alabama A&M and Slim. They having this whiteout. Asking everybody to wear white. It's going to be a whiteout.
It's the whiteout theme. It's the whiteout theme, Coach.
But I'll tell you one thing, Slim. Against UAB, they average 2.5 yards per rush attempt, Alabama A&M. If that offensive line at Alabama A&M don't put some maroon on Austin Peay, Alabama A&M going to get bleached. Whiteout.
Coach.
In the whiteout.
Hot wrist cycle. You hear me? Texas Southern at Southern, Coach. Clarence McKinney needs to win, but Lord, that's an understatement. TSU, they beat Southern last year 35-31. Eric Dooley got drove by LSU 65-17. What's your take, Coach? Who you got?
Slim. Clarence McKinney and Texas Southern need a win like a dead man need a casket in August. So, man, they beat them last year. Eric Dooley, he got to be, he was embarrassed last week. Clarence McKinney need a win. If he ever going to get one, he better get one quick because the natives getting restless over there in Third Ward. Frankly, Slim, I don't think he can beat Eric Dooley. Not in Baton Rouge. I like the Jags.
Southern under new management, Coach. I like to be right more than I like to ride, but I say experience is gonna win it again. TSU wins it, Coach.
You got TSU.
Yep.
Okay, that's your alma mater. Okay.
That's where I went. That's where I'm gonna ride with. Fred McNair, McNeese State, Coach. Alcorn at McNeese. They're going to be battle-tested, Coach. They're going to be battle-tested. Alcorn, Stephen F. Austin lost. Tulane lost. And now McNeese. Fred McNair is going to be sharp as iron, but McNeese is 0-2, Coach. In your opinion, who wins?
McNeese ain't cutting no fat hog now. McNeese, they ain't scored but 27 points in the last two games. And that's 13 and a half points per game, Coach. Yeah. In case your math bad. But anyway, Slim, I tell you, man, again, this is one of those games we talked about. If HBCUs are going to get some respect, that's a game Fred McNair got to go to over there to Lake Charles and whip them Cowboys from McNeese State in their yard. They got to do that, and I'm pulling for you, Fred. I got the Braves.
Okay, Coach. Okay. Now in the NFL, Thursday night, Chargers and the Chiefs.
Man, Slim, arguably the two best quarterbacks in the NFL going head to head.
It's in Arrowhead, by the way, Coach.
Yeah. Arguably Herbert and Justin Herbert and, of course, Patrick Mahomes. Man, let me tell you one thing. Until somebody proved to me that they can stop that Kansas City offense and Andy Reid, I ain't know. I got the Chiefs.
I ain't never going against my homeboy, especially not in Arrowhead, Coach.
But Slim, man, hold up. Man, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about Ohani and Judge and who's gonna win the MVP. Slim, it's 20 games left in the Yankee season, and it ain't no secret who's gonna be the MVP. The MVP in Major League Baseball is that boy Aaron Judge.
Yankees 20 games left in the season. He's 56 home runs from the record. 57 home runs from the record.
He had two last night. He 57 dingers, Slim. Hey, Slim. He's 20 home runs more than Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies. Slim, if he finishes the season with a 20-game lead over whoever finishes second, with a 20 home run lead over whoever finishes second, that has not happened since the great Bambino, Babe Ruth.
5 more, Coach, and he'll have Roger Maris's record at 61.
Ain't no question. And then Slim, what about my boy Dave Robertson, them Dodgers? Ooh, Slim.
They clinched the NL West, Coach. 9th time this has happened in the past 10 years. And 20-game lead over the second place Padres.
Absolutely.
That's the crazy part, Coach.
Absolutely. But Slim, I'm gonna tell you something, man. As this thing comes down to September, that race in the National League East between them Mets and them Braves, right now, Slim, the Mets are up just a half a game. That's gonna be a close race to watch. That the East in the National League East. That's gonna be a hell of a race, Slim. The Mets and the Braves.
Still surprised the Mets is doing as good or is as good as the Yankees. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no question.
Now, Coach.
All right.
In the NFL.
All right.
Now we got these pickings. All right. Chargers and the Chiefs.
Chargers and the Chiefs. I tell you, I'm taking Kansas City. I take Kansas City.
All right. Panthers. I lost this one Sunday.
Yeah, you had the Panthers going to Washington to win. I don't know what the hell make you think they were going to win that, but anyway, and Slim, you took a beating, boy. Slim, you had Carolina beating Cleveland. I told you, but that's okay. But now, what's the next one?
They go to New York, Coach. Who you got?
Who?
Panthers and the Giants. Who you got?
Panthers and the Giants. Man, you know I ain't going against Wink. You know Wink.
What's say that there, Coach?
Hey, Wink gonna be. I called it. We had Don Martindale on our show, and I said then they would go to Tennessee, shut down King Henry. They gonna open at home against Baker Mayfield. If anybody know Baker Mayfield, it's Don Martindale. He was the D coordinator all them years at the Ravens when they played the Browns. He ain't never about nothing scared of no Baker Mayfield. So yeah, they gonna whip them. Remember where you heard it. New York will be 2-0 when they meet Dallas.
Then they're gonna be 3-0. All right. Anyway, Patriots and the Steelers.
I can't go against Mike. I can't go against Mike Tomlin, and here's why. Always rest assured. First and foremost, the Steelers gonna play great defense. Yeah, they took a hit. They lost T.J. Watt. He got that torn pectoral muscle. It's not going to require surgery. He'll be down for a minute, but they're going to beat New England. New England don't strike fear in nobody. Ain't nobody who handled the football on offense for New England that would strike fear into the opponent. Zilch. Nobody.
Including Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, here's a better game. Bucks at Saints.
Whoo, man. I ain't gonna go. I'm going for Todd. I'm always gonna pull for my dog. Me and Todd work together. We'll pull for Todd, but them Saints ain't no joke. I said it before, and they have a history of never being afraid of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay a little dinged up in the offensive line. That boy Donovan Smith, the left tackle, he's dinged up. But the thing, Slim, that was so encouraging about Tampa against Dallas last Sunday is how they pound that rock. That boy Leonard Fournette run for 127 yards. They knock you off the football. That's always going to allow Tom Brady to have play action pass. No question. No question.
Last
So
game,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this.
What's up?
Man, college football, we just wrapped up week number 2. What did we learn?
We learned that the Sun Belt Conference, at least Saturday, is the best conference in college football, Coach.
I think
at least on Saturday. At least on Saturday, it was the best. It was the best conference in college football, Coach.
It was.
Marshall, Coach, taking down Notre Dame. I mean, ooh, Lord, did you see how Marcus Freeman's reactions? I mean, Coach, he looked dumbfounded.
He looked bewildered. He looked bewildered. And I'm gonna tell you something. Slim. He ought to be bewildered. The way Marshall ran through them like poo-poo through a goose. He need to be bewildered. Understand something. We gonna keep it real on this show. Them people at Notre Dame did not bring you there, Marcus Freeman, due to their commitment to affirmative action. Okay? You better win, man. Slim. He lost the bowl game. Okay, Jim Kelly had done split. He coached the bowl game. He lost that. Oklahoma State came from behind and beat him in the bowl game. And now, Slim, he done lost 2. And the last one was to Marshall. Boy, you better hurry up and get that thing going.
26-21 on 4.4 per rush attempt, Coach.
Man, you better get that thing rolling, man.
Now, Coach, like we said when Coach Chavis was on, Texas A&M lost to Appalachian State.
The Giant Killers. They did it to Michigan. They did it to Michigan, and they did it, and they did it to Jimbo Fisher. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, Slim, the thing about Texas A&M, you can't trust them. You cannot trust them. I mean, I talked to Jackie Sherrill. We had R.C. Slocum on the show. We had Richmond Webb on the show. And, man, and them guys love Texas A&M. I spent a year there. I love Texas A&M. But the bottom line, you can't trust the Aggies. You can't trust them.
No, Coach. 22 first downs versus 9.
In 4 quarters. You hear me?
4 quarters, Coach.
And I'm going to tell you something, Slim. I'm going to tell you something. At some point in time, Jimbo Fisher is going to have to take ownership. He's supposed to be an offensive guru. And right now, offensively, Texas A&M can't throw rice at starving birds. They're atrocious on offense. Yeah.
Last but not least, Coach, Georgia Southern go ahead and put Nebraska and Scott Frost out of his misery. Go ahead and cut that axe. I mean, 45-42 at home.
Man.
Georgia Southern, Coach.
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern.
Yeah, and congratulations, Clay Helton. One hell of a job of coaching. Man, you know, but here's the thing, Slim. Here's the thing. Sunday, and we called it right here on the show. We knew he was short-lived. They whacked him Sunday, and now you hearing all these different names. I watched Rick Neuheisel on Inside College Football say they ought to hire the guy in Air Force. I don't know the guy's name, but let me say this to you, Slim. In the first place, Air Force, all of those service academies are system schools. They're going to run the option, and the reason they run the option at service academies, Army, Air Force, Navy, all of those service academies, they're not going to get the linemen to run conventional offenses. So they run systems / option football, okay? Nebraska ain't supposed to ever have to do that. But here's the thing, Mildred. Here's the thing. The guy for that job is going to have to do the same thing that the great Tom Osborne did when he was head coach in Nebraska from 1973 to 1997. Recruit the good black athlete well. You hear me? Well, on the national level.
Coach, I think a perfect person for that would be Charles Huff. And we actually had him on the show, season 2, episode 37. Y'all make sure y'all go back and check that out.
Tommy Frazier, Sarasota, Florida. Wonder Mons, Fort Pierce, Florida. Mike Rozier, Camden, New Jersey. Irving Fryer, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Jarvis Redwine, Los Angeles, California.
Neil Smith, New Orleans.
Junior Miller, Midland, Texas. That was the secret. Tom Osborne understood it. He understood it. And he did that. Okay? So if you're going to win in Nebraska, you better recruit the black athlete well on a national level. And I Charles Huff is the ideal man for that job. And I'm going to tell you what, Slim, if he keep doing what he did last Saturday, going up in Newt, rocking his house and putting his foot yard deep in them Fighting Irish behind.
Oh, yeah. He made a name for himself that day, Coach. Speaking of Tom Osborne, Coach, 3 national titles, 94, 95, and 97. 2 Big 12 titles and 1 Big 12 title.
Absolutely. And Slim, again, why? He recruited the good black athlete on a national level. And understand this, Slim, let me ask you this. You think if Tommy Frazier coming out of Sarasota right now that he gonna be in Lincoln, Nebraska? Hell no. Yeah. He don't. Hey, Slim. He don't get no further than Gainesville, Tallahassee, or maybe Miami. Maybe Miami. But Slim, before we get to pro football, guys, talking about Miami. Texas A&M coming fresh off that ass whipping to Appalachian State. They host the Miami Hurricanes this Saturday. Who you got?
Coach. I still don't trust Jimbo, Coach. I say Miami.
Who gonna win the game?
I say Miami wins.
You got Miami.
I got Miami.
I'm gonna take the Aggies. We're gonna chop it up next week. Let's get on to the NFL.
In the NFL, Coach, like in college football, what did we learn?
Okay.
First of all, we learned that Dallas, they sorry with or without Dak Prescott. That's first thing. That's first thing. 10 penalties, 173 yards passing, and Dallas had more than 173 yards in every game last year.
Bingo. And hold up. And this Mike McCarthy, second year on the job. And yeah, ain't no question. They just as sorry with him or without him. Still, Slim, you call it 10 penalties. I mean, Sean Payton sitting back in the wings. Chilling. And
Chilling. Mm-hmm. Second thing we learned, Coach, if you can keep Kansas City upright, Patrick Mahomes upright, Kansas City's gonna be dangerous. Yeah. They're always gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
6 for 6 touchdowns in the red zone, 488 yards of total offense, and 33 first downs.
33 first downs.
Lethal.
Man, yeah. You keep Patrick Mahomes upright, they gonna be lethal. Yep, ain't no question. Yep.
Third thing we learned, Coach.
What we learned?
Geno Smith got some dog in him. and Coach, and listen, and we can say that because boy, everybody, including us, was writing him off. I mean, you gonna go into the season with Geno Smith? Really? Yeah. He showed you why. Yeah, he showed you why. And he was talking trash at the end of the game, Coach.
Yeah, they wrote me off. I ain't right back though.
He showed he had some dog in him, Slim. And Geno, I tip my cap to you, bro. Yes, sir. He showed he had some dog in him, Slim. He sure enough did. Yeah.
Last thing we learned, Coach.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett is soft as branch water. Who
as what? As what kind of water, Slim?
As branch water, Coach. The kind of water that's been soaking in because it don't snap when you're trying to cook something. It just bends. Yeah, branch water.
Yeah.
Who kicked the ball when in that situation? You got Russell Wilson, 4th and 5, and you kick it in the house that Russell built. What did you trade with him for? What you doing? Why?
You paid that man $165 million fully guaranteed to keep him on the bench on 4th down to kick a 64-yard field goal. You hear me? Look, and listen, and worse still, Slim, was he got up and apologized.
First the fat boys break up, now this.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, come up to the press conference yesterday crawfishing. Talking about I probably shouldn't have done that. Man, if you do it, stand by it. And tell all them critics to kiss your behind, because if you start winning, they gonna get on board. Man, but don't never apologize. Man, please. Man, weak.
Yeah. Coach, it was a pleasure being in the studio with you again, man.
Always, dog, man. My main man, Johnny James Chavis. Appreciate you, Chief, man. Appreciate you. Love you, brother. Love you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, Coach, give mama a kiss from me, all right?
I'll do just that, my brother. Give my best to everybody. Last one of the kinfolk up in Oklahoma City, all up there in Dale City. Give them my best.
Coach.
Ain't
Take care.
Ain't no question. And finally, Brian Daboll, head football coach, New York Giants, showed some real cojones when he went for it on 4th in a two-point conversion to beat Tennessee 21-20. And it sent a message to that whole football team that it's a new day with the New York Giants. And if that offensive line holds up, they got 2 first-round picks on the edges, okay? At the tackle, Evan Neal and that boy Andrew Thomas. And if they keep blocking for Saquon Barkley and he keep running that route like he did last week, Wink Martindale running that defense, the New York Giants gonna be in it right down to the wire. And they going to the playoffs. And hey, that's how I see it. 6 o'clock. Straight up and down.
Okay, look. Whenever we do our division winners and predictions, who's going to the Super Bowl, we got to do that because they going to win the East. They going to win the NFC East.
Well, it's gonna be them fit outs. I told you, Slim. It's gonna be 2 teams from that division going to the playoffs, and one of them ain't gonna be them Dallas Cowboys. Slim, it's September. Dallas is the best team in football in July and August.
Yeah, well, not without Dak. Hey, look. That's how we see it, and that's how it is. Thank God we get to do this again.
Thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of HomeSpun Sports Talk with a twist of down home wisdom. John Chavis, thank you so much for being our special guest on episode 10 of season 3 of HomeSpun Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure not only to check this episode out on YouTube, but on iHeartRadio and Spotify for your listening and your viewing pleasure. Be sure to hit the comments, hit the like button, and stay subscribed, y'all. A lot of content coming out, y'all.
Subscribing is free. Subscribe.
It's just a button. It's just 2 clicks, y'all. It's 2 clicks.
Yeah, subscribe.
Hey, Coach, let's get up out of here, man.
Oh, man. You ain't said that but a word. Until next time, what? He said.